There is victory for us. There is victory for us. In the struggle for our members, there is victory for us.
The global world wanting to reduce the human population, a situation where people become sterile. The challenge of the world is overbloated population, and the need to reduce the population, this and that. We read so many things about the conspiracies around the world, and the WHO told us that this virus came out of an explosion from a laboratory in Wuhan. This disease came up to disrupt the economic functionalities of the global system in order to have reasons to come up with neoliberal ideas and conditionalities. And a lot of us, I'm sure, I had to strain my ears to hear him. He used to be a very vibrant professor. But age is a very strong factor. If you know the deep of fashion of old, in fact, he will not require a microphone to talk. But like you know, nature, age will set in, and that loud voice start going down. So it made a very good day. What will come to mind? I will now come and say, okay, my name is the International Monetary Fund. I love you so much. Now that there's COVID-19, what do we do? I think there is a need to downsize. As I'm talking to you two, in your mind, be relating this to the world of work in line with them. Now that the COVID-19 has come, farmers, as a result of lockdown, could not go to farm. A lot of disruptions in the educational system, a lot of disruptions in the economy, and things are not working. What do we do? I think there is need to privatize the public health systems. There is need to downsize. There is need to privatize. There is need to commercialize. There is need to do A, B, C, D. Yesterday we talked about the way to go, meaning COVID-19 pandemic is changing the world of work. The Nigerian state need to take full responsibility for the Nigerian people. I want to talk about the Nigerian state, then implications for other countries, meaning we're talking about the Gambian state, we're talking about the Sierra Leonean state. As the case may be, because this is an international class, as the case may be in other, whatever we say apply to all the other countries. The Nigerian state needs to take full responsibilities for the Nigerian people. The right to health care. Healthcare is a right. I'm sure if you Google and read the NHS England operational modalities or the history of NHS England, please write this down.
Well, I just thought I should go around to see how it's been done. For me, I'm also here as a student to learn. I was among the people who initiated the Harmattan School as a member of the NEC of Nigeria Labour Congress, and of course decided to buy the 95 also to turn vice president of Nigeria Labour Congress. So, I would say I've never attended any class as a student. I've looked at in my mind that the future president, general secretaries of the trade unions in Nigeria and Africa as a whole will possibly come from this class. I listened to him yesterday. He attended class 1. So this is class of 17, so class 17. And you can also see now that with the labor movement, sky is not our limit now. We never say maybe the next governors, the next senators, the next legislators of Nigeria and for Africa will possibly come from class 17. I don't know how you have defined leadership, but leadership is not divisible. Whether it's leaders of unions or of local government, of communities, leadership, all about leadership. It's for you to be able to inspire, for you to lead, and all of us to remind yourself we are products of leaders over the years, or leadership over the years. Elijah Sassimoni was one of the earliest scholars, and that was the founding president of Nigeria Labour Congress. He offered leadership at the time that there was even nobody to follow. He was the founding president of the NSC well after restructuring in 1978. And today we now have the 6th president of Nigeria Labour Congress. I'm very sure if you apply this to your union, you can also take inventory of how those leaders act of nothing they believe to be to movement. I think Billy Kisu is here. He's older than me in this institute and later here. Round of applause for her. We have a wonderful leader here also at the institute. Once again, can I see here? That's our future vice chancellor. This is of great. Of course, you have the oldest director here, and she's a woman. They will tell you better that this place has been the product of effort of previous leaders. With department now? Yeah, that's Anisha. Where's Anisha? I think it was Anisha. It's an invisible leader. That is fabulous for him. I think we've produced, including me, 5 DGs now, initially directors, now becoming Director General. I want you to help me appreciate the founding Director General, the late Olariwaju Aremo. Let me appreciate the closing I can imagine what he must have gone through with his team. Start from nowhere at that time. I don't know what this is all about, but this is part of the things we need to do. Comrade Wilson, I think we should also, and in addition, maybe we have a flyer. I think they should know about the institute. The minister was there, the governor also came here. And now I think the institute is coming back. And try to ignore an institute in which within 4 months, the higher road representatives have been there twice. So I think our profile is high now. I have to be on the road now to make sure that we push for more budget support. For no amount of resources that we have, we also need partnership. I know I'm happy that you are there, and we thank you so much. For the first time we marked decent day work here, and now it will give us general support. So I definitely the competition continue. I tend to also go to 1 or 2 syndicates classes before you. Are you having plenary today? No. Okay, tomorrow. But Anisha also make a pledge. I'm not sure whether we get it through.
There is victory for all. There is victory for all. In the struggle for our members, there is victory for all. Forward, ever, backward, never. In the struggle for our members, there is victory. Solidarity forever.
So why are they afraid that it should not be just the same? Why? But they are insisting that it's just there for the books.
And then they collect your money from of taxes. Is there no capital accumulation without giving back workers?
So people need to understand.
Thank you. So Ideologically, the political superstructure determines the base, which is the economic structure. The laws and policies which are political determine how the system that should be run by society, its mode of production and distribution. Recent yesterday, if you observe, if you listen attentively, and I wish that lady that asked that question was here. The more I told her that she should get back to the classes. When Prof said that the public universities are dying.
Being privatized.
Why? Because Obasanjo, you can't say Obasanjo said, I must sell all. It's neo-liberalism. The government has no business in business and has sought to help with the children of the poor and the working people. If they can't afford education, you cannot afford education.
Social amenities.
Yes.
Whether health. Water is privatized. I don't know about your states. Water is privatized. Those of you that are working in the water district. From water, who is water here? Water is privatized. We have been fighting it. All our money has gone into water to make sure that you have that simple water that God gave. It is privatized. And Opta Union has been fighting it. All our money has gone in.
If these people have opportunity, they will privatize air.
Permitted some basic role for the state. The new liberalism does not think the state has any role.
Yes.
That's another thing that I see in the new liberalism.
Yes.
It doesn't think the old one permits some function for the
State to intervene,
Yeah.
like in education, healthcare,
security,
public sanitation.
Let us even define the definition of a profit. Profit is a language of the capitalist. That's why Kama said that profit is just the accumulation of what workers have produced. After you have produced, then the capitalists appropriated everything, then they gave you peanuts. And then the balance, they said it is a profit. Who gave them that power to appropriate everything, and they said it is a profit? So how do you justify that? What you produce, they give you peanuts. And they pay the excess, and they say, okay, it is a profit to us. So until we are able to rescue power, we will continue to organize.
Okay, thank you. It has sort of, x-rayed the reason for the training. It has x-rayed the reason why we are here. It has x-rayed the reason why we are employed. The reason why unionism came to be. It is simply to be a voice for the voiceless. To lift up the poor from every situation. To make sure that you raise people's hands. And we have learned today that labor in the process of production, labor is the beautiful bride. Labor is the center, epicenter of production. And so, let any other arm deceive us. But the truth is that we have gathered also that power has been taken away from the bride. The bride is left empty. The bride is powerless. And the training we are here, the reason for training and retraining, the reason for gathering, the reason for discussions, the reason for seminars, the reason for workshops is things that we do to get back the power. I remember yesterday, from what our facilitator just said, when one of our facilitators, or the lead speaker, said it is very, very important for us to take over power. When you make the policies, you that know, you will know what to say. You will know the right policies to make. When you are there in the houses of the national houses and the state houses, you make the rules. When you leave it for other people to make, that are not, as educated, as informed, and as well-fed as you are, they will make laws that will not favor you. because we are not thinking the same way. So, the fact, and I'm happy the GS mentioned yesterday, that we are going to have a conference to determine our own political party.
COVID-19 pandemic is referred to as the virus disease that spread within a short period, one nation to the other, and as at then, there were no source of cures. That is cure, vaccination. To see how the 5 new ways or approaches that will be used in organizing. The first thing we talk about is the visual meeting. That is like Google Meet, Zooming, and Teams. Thank you.
Why you use not to promote these labs, you define me in former terms. You talk of currently the DP of the year, but I wasn't coming here and organizer. Yes. An educator, yeah, like that. So comrades, I want to say afternoon to all of you. Yeah. Just thought I should go and see how this indicates. I just left the leadership class. I'm quite excited to meet the organizing class in action. Your own syndicate is even central to the survival of our movement. Everything we do is about organizing. To organize new members. Even in training, you must get organized. So it's good to see you all. And online day at she's the senior most director here, and she's a woman. But there's a controversy, I like that. No more controversy, I can see you. Do you know me? I will just say that you are here. So it's a pleasure to see you. And I wish you effective deliberation. I'm very sure when Comrade Jayuba attended the first class, class 1, nobody knew that would be the future president of the NSC. I have no doubt in my mind. I will not say so like Matthew Peter. This one is not a dream. And then they want people must manage the wet. People must distribute the wet. If at times we trade the wet, somebody sponsor it and take it. But the key to do so is organizing. And that's why this your class is important. The last one point I thought I should raise with you is that the institute you are in now is also a product of organizing. You know, it was in 1968, the third development plan that Nigerian leaders, was immediately after independence, thought that labor is very, very important. It's an important factor of development, not just production, but development, national development. So the federal government at that time set up different institutes, different centers for capacity building. So you have one in Badagry, which is known as ASCOM, Administrative Staff College of Nigeria. That one is an institute that trains directors, permanent secretaries, all the super public servants. Then you have the CMD, in that Center for Management Development. This way now, and that one creates all the managers, both public and private sectors. Now, the government also said what was desirable for those big people is also important for the workers. And that's why they set up National Institute for Labor Studies, strictly for the workers. You can see the vision of our leaders that time. And it was commissioned in 1983 by President Shehu Shagari. If you have time later, if you move around that time, you will see the flag in his name at that time. Then 1986, the military president So you know him. What's his name? I thought you would say Maradona. On the May Day, 1986, he decided to name the institute after Michael. I know the story of Moditu. And I think I also believe that last we should go later on we need a flyer to explain about the institute. We also need a flyer that we even explain about the NSC. It's important because we don't assume that we know. Well, even if we know, nothing is bad to know more. Some of us are new. So that's how we now have Michael go to the Constitution. So which has really changed. We have produced how many directors now? Five directors, or 5 director generals, which is originally it used to be director, but now we upgrade it to director general. And I think NSC has produced how many presidents? I'm asking you that. My opinion, pastor is our Saturday. Yeah, going to do this.
Yeah, we do. Hopefully by Thursday.
No, I'm asking you now. How many presidents are sentenced to produce? 7. You can take some. You possibly be right. A round of applause for him. I don't think it's going to be right, but you have to see. The first president is who? Volunteer to answer. Who is the first president of Nigeria Labour Congress? Leave them, let's fill the gap. Not knowing itself is to know it's knowing. Who is the second president? Who was the second president? I like hearing you know. Master was the top. And he came from which union? National Union of Railwaymen. The second, who is Alhaji Ali Suleiman. That's why all these things should be in the flyer. And Alhaji Ali Suleiman came from where?
No, medical and senior.
The senior.
Medical and edge.
Medical and Edge. A round of applause for him. In fact, medical and Edge workers in the union that has produced 2 presidents of NSC, and that's who now? Ayuba Waba. When is this over? Who is the 4th? Pastor. Pastor is the 3rd. Okay. What on the 4th?
Comrade Adams.
Comrade Adams Oshomole. And came from which union now? Simple things. You must know them. You may know bigger things, but the smaller things are even more important. Because if you know those people, you like to know how are they, where are they from, how did they organize to be done, you know, and they are all their stories. They are all good stories on how to organize. So, what of the 5th one? So we have the 6th one now. So we have the 6th president of Nigeria. So this is number 6 now. So I think history is extremely very, very significant. If you don't know where you are coming from, you will not know where you are, not to talk of where you are going. From what I told you now, the institute, I think in the next, in the next 2 years, will be 40 years old. This institute, NSC, so we will have 1978. I think we have 48 and we must keep the long. So NSC must be close to 40 something now. Then we have produced 5 directors general here. You know, I'll be 5th. I want you to understand you have the first comrade duty.
Yes, sir.
Forward, ever, backward,
find out that
Wait, sorry, what's that F? COVID-19 exposed the what?
COVID-19 exposed the weakness. You see, during the time, especially throughout last year, all issues about governance was just on COVID-19. Nobody talked about any other thing. As a matter of fact, governance was almost grounded. That is one of the things. But I expected the men to even come up with this issue of violence against men. There were increase in violence, domestic violence, harassment, all of that. Suicide. Suicide cases increased and all of that. And this were measured yesterday during the presentation. Yeah.
Again, I see that it exposed our corruption tendency in the sense that the issue of palliative looting.
There was also there are clear cases of corruption where somebody carried for something or 2.something billion to go and share in the open market. Who can respond to that? Not why was this so? Because it was clearly stated yesterday. Why was it so? Because
we are receiving them both from the husband, the men, and the children.
yes, but the basic reason why it was so is that the informal economy. See, unemployment.
Brothers and sisters.
Women were beating their husbands.
Okay.
Increase domestic, people in Nigeria, not people in Kenya.
Women.
Yes. There were cases of that. The domestic violence increased because when the man is staying at home all the time, the woman and the children are asking for money and the man doesn't have the money, end up in fight. The increase of wanted pregnancy and so there are a lot of issues. A factory closure.
Yeah.
There were so many factory closures because there were no patronage and they couldn't produce. Inflation increased, high cost of doing businesses. All of these were issues associated with COVID-19. But beyond the COVID-19, so that our emphasis on the replenary is not just on the COVID-19. What did you get from the first section of the opening ceremony? Because the truth is that whatever ideas, whatever innovation you have, they are driven by the political space.
You yesterday, and also today, I can say that as I don't know which church you attend now, Rita. But you normally say your church is, I'm now born again.
I think only our host can answer it. So you see, you are now hearing that.
All this gender organizing management without losing out, that can work. So I want you, if you round up on time, you have to go and refresh.
Yeah.
And then you come here by 8 o'clock. And then we're going to have a live band.
Wow.
Here in the gender course, we're trying to look at also the gender dimension of COVID-19, the impact it had on generally workers, then on women workers and young people, especially who were most vulnerable, because at that time, women and young people lost their job completely. Because if you look at the informal sector, the majority of those in the informal sector women and young people, and at that time they completely lost their job. So we're also trying to look at that and see what we can do in that regards. At the moment, we just finished trying to clarify the concept of gender, and gender is very important in the world of work because we need to mainstream gender in such a way that the unions work to be able to protect the interests of women and men in the workplace, and also to build gender champions, because like you are aware, the Nigerian Labour Congress is the voice of the voiceless. So the other people who do not have a voice or who are not usually listened to in the Nigerian Labour Congress, we can speak for them and begin to see how we can improve generally the interests of women, the interests of young people and the vulnerable in the society, in the workplace. That is what we intend to achieve with this course.
Thank you, ma. With this program, do you think this program will bring an effect to the federal government or to Nigeria generally from the federal government?
This course will impact positively on everybody. And when I mean everybody is that looking at the working people, if you look at the working people, they come from families. And the working people, one person, one worker, if you look at it on the average, the one worker is catering for at least between 8 to 10 people. So if one worker is able to touch the life of 8 to 10 people, you know that it's affecting the life of almost everybody in the society. And we as Nigeria Labour Congress, we are the vanguard of the society. We speak for people, and at the end of every program, we normally come out with recommendations, we come out with communique, and we come out with different issues or policy issues that will be looked at. And at the end of the day, we have something for us internally as NLC, we have for the trade union movement, and also for the government, what the government can do to improve on the life of people, especially at crisis situation. Because what happened in COVID-19, we don't want a repeat, but it's for the government to be proactive, and whatever approaches that will be taken be such a way that we will protect first and foremost the interests of the citizen, and we can do that in such a way that we protect also the interests of the vulnerable in the society.
Thank you, ma'am. In one word, if you are to describe this program, what word will you use?
This program, I would say, is effective as far as issue of COVID-19 is concerned.
It seems impossible until it's done, according to Nelson Mandela. I'm quite impressed that the entire management and staff of Michael Imudu Labour Institute had put up this remarkable Harmattan School together with Nigeria Labour Congress. And many were expected, and many turn up in large number. As at the last count, I've been told now that we have close to about 120 participants coming from different unions. So I'm extremely very impressed the level of turnout. Not only that, we had the opening ceremony yesterday, and you could see that we had the presence of the executive governor of Kwara State. We have the Honorable Minister of State for Labour, Mr. Festus Kiamu, SAN, who came to deliver the keynote address. We have the President of Nigeria Labour Congress. We also had the Director General of the Employer Consultative Association. Of course, Federal Quebec Foundation, which is our partner. We also have the International Labour Organization representative. So the opening ceremony was extremely remarkable. But the one I found very exciting is that we've also shown that the institute has the capacity, to really run programs like this. In terms of space, you can see the auditorium, which is 1,000-person capacity. You contain all of us. We also have 3 syndicate classes. And I was impressed that the 3 teams that were running, they were going on simultaneously on gender, on leadership, on organizing. And you can see what partnership can do, Yes, NSC has the participants, but we have the space. We also have resource fellows. We have our staff, management staff, our trainers who are doing wonderful jobs to get this to be done. Now also we use the point to also integrate some of our members, our staff, especially our union members, to participate as registered participants. So I can say that I'm highly impressed, with what has taken place. But let me also use this medium to commend the two house unions for their support in all the programs that we have been carrying out, including this very one. I know that it's quite a difficult period because and we're in solidarity with the union because they are currently struggling for their rights, but the platform has also, the Harmattan School also give us opportunity to add voice for their support. So I think it's been much more, I'm quite impressed with the level of participation. But I think the participants will possibly talk better because they are the ones who live it. There are areas for improvement, we have to improve on electricity, on cooling system. That's for the future. But if we have not done anything, we don't even know the rest of improvement. So this is something that we are going to improve upon for the future.
There is